Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sunesha, and we are creating a map for city skylines. Today, I'm gonna do a decorative. Wow, that was a hard word to pronounce correctly. Hopefully, I got it. Yes, we're gonna make a decorative stream. Why I'm gonna do that? Because I've got this idea while I was working here between episodes. I have used some props to actually manipulate the water. I've stuck a big prop inside here to make it overflow a little bit more, so it looks more like a nice water flow. I put some rocks there, and this has resulted that I got a lot of better water flow here without adding any water flow here, and it actually works very well. As you can see, we have the arrows going out here. So yeah, enough about that. So let's go to the decorative where I have this idea. While I was working here, just to prop it up and get a little bit more natural flow in the landscape here. I actually discovered that, remember from a couple of episodes ago, I probably painted that in just to make it look more nicer. And where the water will flow, because I was working on the cliff sides, if you remember that episode. The water, so I thought, why not let the water go here? Actually, we have if we look at the landscape here, we actually already have a very good opportunity to use the landscape in a way where it will look natural and aesthetically well. We have the bend here, so if you divide the streams and go here, follow this curve here, and then it can go down here and flow out there to the river. So that's the plan. So we don't need a lot of water flow. We don't need a strong water flow. What I mean with water flow, we just want it to look nicely. So yes, I have to take a small break. Okay, sorry guys, I had to just take a small break. I shouldn't do personal things, but yes, I had got a cold when I was flying that made me sick and a stiff neck, so I got myself some warm tea and something to wrap my neck around. I forgot what it is called, but it's warm and comfy. So I thought, I don't know how long time it will take, but I thought I want to show you guys the groundwork of creating a completely new stream inside the existing system, because I kind of pre-painted this one. So where do we want to get that string going? I think we want to go there, and then I have to try to imagine where it will go down there. So maybe I want to follow that feature a bit, maybe down like this, so it will look nice. So what I'm gonna do first is to dig out this area here. It will take quite a while, but I want to show you how you can do this. You could use the slope tool. I don't like the slope tool. It's very good if you want to do something fast. If you want to do something exact and nice, it is not the best tool to use. I usually use the level tool here, so I just gonna paint it in with. I will not get an existing stream right yet, so I will just grab values below this and paint it in. Want that bend, I think. So now we have bend there. Can I raise that part there a bit so it will get some speed coming from there? I will just lower the value there. We will probably get a lot of overflow problems, but that's kind of fine. I'm fine with that. It will happen. I just want to follow the landscape here, and we want it to go down here. There is a lot of trees obstructing my view, so I will use the movement mod here, because it's just this is just something to just not make the area so flat and boring while I'm working. So let's move those over there. So you can see we just want a very, very shallow area like that. We want a very shallow area, and the reason for that is you don't want a very powerful stream. We don't need a very powerful stream. So now I can follow with that. I will dig there, and the water will go there. And and we'll dig it there. And then we will follow the area. So we have already dig that out, so... Yes. This is... I think I want... We have to work on the aesthetic parts here. The most important part now is just to get the water flowing where we want it. So let's do a stream like that. So we're creating a natural hole over here. As you can see, it is going there very fine. So I think I want to dig it. And then we'll have a small pond. Okay, so let's make it overflow here. We will grab the value here. And let's see. So we can see the water is going down in a very interesting way. Hopefully not too much water, but as you can see, we have to work with all the stuff later. So let's go out of the level 2 here, and now we can see it. It's creating a small stream, which our freeze are obstructing, but it will go down all the way here. So that's good news. So now we just have to make it look a little bit more pretty. Maybe we'll be needing even more water. It depends. And as you can, I will just make it. Let's wait 5 minutes. I will sip some tea. And you can just wait a second. Okay, I've waited for settling here, so we can see now it will be a little bit easier for us to start working where we can see the problems. The thing is that the water vaporizes after a while, so this will affect us. As soon as everything water is getting catched up by things, it will stay there for a while, and then it will vaporize for things. And one of the areas I can see here, which is very thin, we don't see the topography, we can just see it's just overflowing there a bit there, so we have to, I think we have to dig that out a bit, like, so it can get, so that's one of the areas it gets caught. It was too narrow, and it will, and then we have to wait. Okay, I've waited a bit. It looks like we got a lot of waste there. It's going there instead. Let's see if we can make that a little bit more even, so it will not spread out as much. Which I think we will be needing. The smallest brush, single, 51. With a small brush strange. Keep working on it, and I'll grab that value, push it a little bit here. So we just have to push it around a bit. So we make it more narrow, which will make it faster too, and it will not get caught so much here. But yes, I think I don't like this feature here. We can see the water is overflowing over there. So if I push that area a bit like this, it should look a little bit better. As we are working with a very small stream, I want it to be small and so on, and it just overflowing like this, because it's not a very deep one. But it seems like the changes we have made is starting to get a little bit closer, but we want it to be a little bit thinner at places, so it will go faster there. There is kind of a little bit too thin there, I think, and it's always hard because we are between values here. So if I catch these ones and try to even it out a bit, so pushing in those places. A little bit like this. And we'll grab some of it here. And so it will overflow, very unpredictable. So yeah, this is kind of just finding a good value. We could smooth a bit. That's a little bit too much. Let's move on a very low strength. Just to get rid of the squares a bit. So but yes, as you can see, this is highly low resolution. It will also speed the water up. Super low strength. It kind of wants to go in that direction because it's you can see the rounded shape there. So if we smooth it there, we can pull it out a bit. Maybe we have to do it manually. I think we have to do it manually here. So let's narrow it down a bit. Let's grab that value. And now it gets caught in these small shallow ponds, but I think we will have enough water to make it go everywhere. Let's see here. So now, and the theme I'm using also has to have no rune texture. It's the same as the grass texture, that's why you don't see anything there. But yes, let's see here. We can see the water is getting caught here. Let's just see if it settles down a bit. It could be, yeah, the stream is kind of pulsating a small bit, so yeah, that's why we don't have a complete stream there. Okay, let's see if we can even this out. So this can create new problems. So as we have solid water to work with, we have to be kind of careful. And let's grab that. And push it a little bit here, and we'll grab that value, push it a little bit here. Try to direct our flow a bit. And push it here a bit. So and now we have the problem. We don't have enough water. Yeah, the water is pulsating here, so we don't get enough water to fill this area. It's actually some of it has vaporized already because we are dealing with such little water here. But we could make it better by filling this out a bit. I'm just looking for problems. What we could let a little bit more water in by... Okay, let's grab that value and paint like this. It will let one more unit of water go in here. We have a risk of overflowing now, but it should provide us with a little bit more water to make this able to make this work. Maybe, hopefully that will do the difference. So yes, everywhere we work, it kind of affects everything. So yes, if you change something higher up, it will make. But this kind of created small decorative feel. Oh, I think we could make this disappear a bit. It will make the stream faster. And so if I go like this, so yeah, you have to really zoom in so you can see what you can do. You can see some of the water get cached here. So if we just go, and we have some square red here. Let's try to fix that. The water probably has quite a lot of speed, as is quite a level difference between here and here. So yeah, I think we can be more aggressive with the changes here. And then it's just painted in. Okay, cool. So take a look. Let's take a look. I think the result is quite good. I think we just have to touch it up a bit. We can see it by providing more water, one more unit here. We have enough water to work with, so it's just a question of trying to direct the water flow in such an aesthetic way. So let's see here. It's just a lot of touch up here. I will want to give it. And these really small changes will make a big difference as we that's why I don't like the slope tool. I will not be able to do this as fast with the slope tool. It's a really good tool if you want to make a dam or something super quick, but it's not very exact for other stuff like this. I kind of like to work with the level tool and then grab a value and just with a very low strength brush and just paint. Let's grab that one and let's see. I think we want to push it here too. So then I just click it in. Okay, so let's take a look. Sometimes you get that looks a lot better now. It's a little bit thinner. We have a problem area here, which I think I can just by providing a little bit more cliff here, actually, and it will look nice too. So let's grab that value and start painting it in a little bit more cliffy here. It will affect that area too. And so let's grab top value there. But we narrow it down. And let's do it a little bit on the other side. We could use a prop to make it more narrow. The thing is, if you make it too narrow, it will fill up. As you can see here, by making it more narrow, it has become thicker upstairs because the water is filling in. So it's kind of like you have to keep that in mind. Otherwise, it will become thicker again if you want to keep a certain width of the thing here. So yeah, I think I will. So by becoming more narrow there, kind of looks good now. It's just this area here, but yes, as I make it more narrow, so one way I could make it less thick upstairs is to not let it fill in places. So where is it super narrow? I think it looks good here, so I think it's a question of working with this area again. But of course, it will not fill up all the way, yeah, as water works. So, but if I wouldn't make it narrow here, it will overflow. But down here, as the level difference is so bigger, it will not affect the top part by. Yeah, this is kind of obvious, but I will say it anyway. Okay, cool. I have no problem that this stream is a little bit craggy. After all, it's going through a mountain here. So you can see. So now we have a nice decorative stream. I think I will just prop stuff up here, using the prop to make some parts a little bit more interesting. I think we can let it fill up here a bit, I believe. It's always experiments to do so. So let's grab one rock. It will start filling this up, but then we can get the problem. As you can see, this prop is filling this up, and it will get problems too. I don't think we have enough water for it. We could add more water, but then I have to redraw on the whole sleeve. But you can see it's filling it up there too, in a small waterfall. Do we have a... I think I will want to fill it up here instead. And we can move that around and just checking how much it will fill up if I put it there. Got a little bit pulsating going here. Maybe it will settle after it takes a while for it to settle. Yes, it's pulsating. Oh man, it's such a... this is one of the things why is it pulsating? It's kind of get caught up there, so one of the things I could do... I could make this a little bit deeper. So if I change it here, make it... And the kind of water gets stuck there for a while, and then it will fall down. But you kind of get the idea what I wanted to do here and how I can use the existing one here. Let's just check the speed here. There is not enough water to create arrows here, or we can see some of the arrows here. So you can see that it's so shallow, so it will not create a lot of force, but it kind of will not affect this one so much. So it's kind of more like a very good... Also, if it somehow gets overflown by rain and stuff, it has some overflow that it can overflow in that direction. Also, it created... I'm very happy it created a little bit more interesting part here, because this area is not so easy to use anyway. It will not be an easy area to use to build stuff on at all. So yeah, now I'm kind of... my cold is showing. My brain is... I have a cold brain, so yeah. So this was everything for this episode, and as always, thank you for watching.